Little Italy is a general name for an ethnic enclave populated primarily by Italians or people of Italian ancestry, usually in an urban neighborhood. The concept of Little Italy holds many different aspects of the Italian culture. There are shops selling Italian goods as well as Italian restaurants lining the streets. A Little Italy strives essentially to have a version of the country of Italy placed in the middle of a big city. This sort of enclave is often the result of periods of immigration in the past, during which people of the same culture settled together in certain areas. As cities modernized and grew, these areas became known for their ethnic associations, and towns like Little Italy blossomed, becoming the icons they are today. List of Little Italys. Canada Little Italy, Edmonton and Alberta. This ethnic enclave shares its community with a Chinatown. Little Italy, Montreal, in Quebec. This city also has a Chinatown and a Little India. Little Italy, Ottawa, in Ontario. Little Italy, Toronto, in Ontario. This city also has a Chinatown and a Koreatown. Little Italy, Vancouver, in British Columbia. This city also has a Chinatown and a Japantown. Little Italy, Windsor, in Ontario. Little Italy, Winnipeg, in Manitoba. United Kingdom Little Italy in Bedford, Little Italy, Hoddesdon, in Hertfordshire, Scotland. Road in Liverpool was known as Little Italy, Clerkenwell in London was known as Little Italy, and Coates in Manchester was known as Little Italy. United States Several Little Italys exist in New York City, including Little Italy, Manhattan, Italian Harlem, Pleasant Avenue, East Harlem, Manhattan. Little Italy, the Bronx, Morris Park, Bronx, Country Club, Bronx, Pelham Bay, Bronx, Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, South Brooklyn, Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn, Cobble Hill, Brooklyn. Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, Dyker Heights, Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Howard Beach, Queens, Ozone Park, Queens, Astoria, Queens, Middle Village, Queens, Rosebank, Staten Island, many Staten Island neighborhoods. Little Italy, Chicago, in Illinois, Elmwood Park, Illinois, Melrose Park, Illinois, Norridge, Illinois, Berwyn, Illinois. Grand Avenue, Chicago. Little Italy, Altoona, in Pennsylvania. Little Italy, Baltimore, in Maryland, North End, Boston, in Massachusetts. Little Italy, Bridgeport, in Connecticut, Franklin Avenue in Hartford, Connecticut. Little Italy, Buffalo, in New York. Little Italy, Cleveland, in Ohio. Little Italy, Connellsville, in Pennsylvania. Little Italy, Kansas City, Missouri. Now defunct and mainly inhabited by Southeast Asian migrants. Little Italy, Los Angeles. A defunct neighborhood now part of New Chinatown, Worcester Square, in New Haven, Connecticut. Little Italy, Omaha, in Nebraska. Little Italy, Paterson, in New Jersey. South Trenton, New Jersey. South Philadelphia in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Federal Hill in Providence, Rhode Island. North Providence, Rhode Island. The Hill. Little Italy in St. Louis, Missouri. Little Italy, San Diego, California. North Beach, San Francisco, in California. Little Italy, Schenectady, in New York. South End, Springfield, in Massachusetts. Little Italy, Syracuse, in New York. Little Italy, Waterbury, in Connecticut. Little Italy, Clay County, West Virginia. Little Italy, Randolph County, West Virginia. Little Italy, Wilmington, in Delaware. Briar Hill in Youngstown, Ohio. Republic of Ireland. Italian Quarter, Dublin. Sweden. Little Italy. Georgia. Paragraph to Borg. Other Italian neighborhoods. Some Italian neighborhoods may have other names, but are colloquially referred to as Little Italy, including Australia. Little Italy, Melbourne, Norton Street, in the Sydney suburb of Leichhardt. Ramsay Street, in the Sydney suburb of Haberfield, Campbelltown. Athelstone, in South Australia. New Farm, Brisbane. QLD, New Italy, New South Wales. Griffith, New South Wales. South Africa. Orange Grove, Johannesburg. Brazil Mocha, Sao Paulo, Bexiga, Jundia, Sao Paulo State, Santa Felicidade, Curitiba, Paraná Savassi, Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, Antonio Prado, Rio Grande do Sul. Mexico Chipilo, Puebla, Colonia Manuel González, Veracruz, Colonia Roma, Mexico City, Gutierrez Zamora, Veracruz, Colonia Díaz Gutierrez, San Luis Potosí, San Pedro, Nuevo León, Nueva Italia, Michoacán, Lombardia, Michoacán, Arandas, Jalisco, Playa del Carmen, Quintana Roo. Canada Little Italy, Montreal St. Leonard, a borough of Montreal with a large Italian population, La Salle, a borough in Montreal with a large Italian population, Riviere des Prairies Euro. Trembles, another borough of Montreal with a prominent Italian population, Corso Italia and Little Italy, Toronto, prominent Italian neighbourhoods in Toronto, Vaughan, Ontario, a city in just north of Toronto with a high population of Italians, Stony Creek, Hamilton, Ontario. Chile Capita en Parson, Northwest Temecula. United Kingdom Clerkenwell, London, and Coates, Manchester. United States North Beach, San Francisco, California, Little Italy, San Diego, California, Spaghetti Hill, Monterey, California, Thompsonville, Connecticut, Town Plot in Waterbury, Connecticut, Worcester Square in New Haven, Connecticut, Taylor Street Archives, Chicago, Illinois, Heat of Little Italy, Chicago, Illinois, Little Sicily, Chicago, Illinois, Bridgeport, Chicago, Illinois, Dunning, Chicago, Indy Little Italy, Indianapolis, Indiana, Des Moines, Iowa, South Des Moines is an Italian neighborhood, Independence, Louisiana, Little Italy, Baltimore, Maryland, North End, Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus Park, Kansas City, Missouri, The Hill, St. Louis, Missouri, Northeast, Kansas City, Missouri, Little Italy, Omaha, Nebraska, 7th Avenue, Newark, New Jersey, Varick Street, Utica. New York, Dominic Street, Rome, New York, East Rochester, New York, referred to as Little Italy of Rochester, although discussions are to officially label Midtown as Little Italy. North Side, Buffalo, New York, though Little Italy used to be considered the west side of the city. Schenectady, New York, proposed Little Italy from Hillary Clinton, to run through sections of downtown. Utica, New York, East Side considered to be city's Little Italy. Briar Hill, Youngstown, Ohio, Italian Village, Ohio, Italian Market, Pennsylvania, Bloomfield, Pennsylvania, Easton, Pennsylvania, Rossito, Pennsylvania, Federal Hill, Providence, Rhode Island, Johnston, Rhode Island has the highest percentage of Italian Americans of any municipality in the country. Judiciary Square, Washington, D.C. Other uses, Maggiano's Little Italy, in Little Italy, a 1909 film directed by D.W. Griffith. References. External links, The Hill, St. Louis, Missouri's Little Italy, New York City's Little Italy.